So I recently monetized 3 new faceless YouTube channels, and in this video I'll show you guys exactly how I find these niches. But before we get started, there's something very important you need to know, and that is choosing and finding the right niche is going to be the reason why your channel fails or why your channel wins. And the reason why those 3 channels that I've just shown you are actually winning is because of the niche. I always say what you do before you start your channel is more important than anything else. Now, after watching this video, you'll know exactly what is the most important thing, what the most important thing on YouTube is, how a good niche really looks like, how to actually find a good niche, and then my secret niche research method. So you'll know like all of these things, and you will be able to start your own faceless YouTube channel in a niche that is actually gonna work. All right. Now, before we get started, who am I? I'm Stefan, 23 years old, currently making between $30,000 and $40,000 a month with faceless YouTube channels and constantly building new channels, as we can see right here. Then, I've made $42,000 with just 2 videos. I've scaled up a channel from literally $0 to $48,000 in just 30 days, as we can see here. This year should be enough proof to you that I know what I'm talking about when it comes to niches. And then I've helped hundreds of other people do the exact same thing. For example, Martins, we've helped to scale to $31,000 in one single month. Here's students scaling to $24,000 in one single month, $12,000 in one single month, here $4,000 in one single month, $18,000, and many more. If you're interested in getting the same results, check out the first link in the video description, book your call with me, and on the call, I will be on the call and we'll just have a look if it makes sense to work together or not. Now, with that being said, let's get started into the video. So I always say the work you put in before you start your channel is going to determine if your channel wins or fails. As I've just said, don't make the same mistake like 99% of all of the people that start YouTube automation and randomly jump into a niche, all right? Like, for example, the health niche, just randomly jumping into the health niche because it has a high RPM, or the motivation niche, just because you feel a little bit motivated today, or even the luxury niche, just because you know that it has a high RPM. Like, if you don't get any views, it doesn't matter how high the RPM is, or even the finance niche. These are niches every single person is jumping in, and it's gonna be difficult for you to succeed in them, but you can succeed in them, right? If you know how to actually pick a good niche. You'll know everything after watching this video. Now, firstly, you have to adopt this mindset when you are doing niche research. You have to understand that niches are just opportunities. So don't overthink the process, and don't try to find the perfect niche every single time. It's not gonna happen, okay? I'll tell you guys more about this in a bit, okay? Then it will take time to find a good niche, and this is where consistency comes in. So you want to be on the niche research grind every single day for like 30 minutes or an hour. Just do niche research, all right? 30 minutes to an hour. It's gonna change your YouTube game in general, all right? But just spending time on YouTube is massive, all right? Then give it time, do not rush it, and then treat it like a business, not like a random YouTube channel. So if you want to go into niche, always verify that it can actually make money and not just, randomly jump into it. Just imagine you're going to put like $100,000 into the channel, all right? Would you do it? How confident are you in the niche? So these are things you always have to keep in mind, all right? Now, the first thing when it comes to YouTube automation is supply and demand. And this is probably the most important thing when it comes to YouTube automation, all right? This is also the reason why 99% of people fail with YouTube automation, all right? And that is, seeing YouTube as a marketplace. YouTube is a marketplace of videos, right? And just like any other market, YouTube has supply and it has demand, okay? What does this actually mean? So demand is what the audience actually wants to watch, and supply is how much content is there already. And we need to find a gap between these two, okay? Now, what normal YouTubers do is they take years to build their personal brands, spend years building a connection with their audience, and it takes a lot of time and hard work to build demand around them, all right? Now, luckily with YouTube automation, we skip that whole process. Instead, what we do is we look for a topic or niche that has a lot of demand, but no supply, all right? So we just go ahead and we find a gap between these two. Or even a imbalance between these two, and we take that opportunity. All right. Now, how do you actually spot these gaps? So there is specific criteria. And criteria number one is they are under 5 smaller channels creating content in this niche that are constantly getting more views than they have subscribers. This means there's high demand and low supply. Then there are no channels with over 100,000 subscribers. Very important, because you're going to have an extremely hard time competing against a channel like this, because YouTube is already trusting this specific channel, right? Like, they're not going to randomly trust your channel more than a big channel where they know the viewers are happy. So you don't want any of these super big competitors. Then there are no smaller channels failing in the niche. If there are a bunch of smaller channels failing, that's a huge red flag. The niche is not older than 6 months. And then I can create better content than my competitors. Am I actually interested in this niche? This is not a must, as long as you build a team that actually has interest in that niche. Is the niche monetizable? Super important, otherwise you're not going to make any money. And then huge bonus if you can actually go ahead and post long videos in that niche. Now, very important, as I've already explained, this does not need to be 100% with all niches you find. It is going to be difficult, all right, to find a niche that kind of ticks off all of these boxes. And that's exactly what I try to explain to you guys here. Don't overthink it and don't try to find the perfect niche. It's maybe happens once or twice a year, all right, where you find the perfect niche. Maybe even happens, like, so it's very unlikely for you to find the perfect niche. But if you do find the perfect niche, then stuff like this here happens, where you go ahead and you make $48,000 in 30 days, okay? But doesn't happen every single week, okay? So don't be too perfectionistic over the niche research. But you still want to take off as much as possible from here. Now, tools I use for niche research and tools I would highly recommend are NextLev. So NextLev is like 13 euros a month. I'll show you guys exactly how I use it. And vidIQ, the free plan is more than enough. Then I need you to set up a dummy account. Now, you will love me after you've set up your first dummy account and you've used it a little bit, because dummy accounts are the craziest thing you can get when doing niche research. So this is basically a YouTube account that we only use for niche research. The YouTube homepage has changed to our advantage, and YouTube got extremely good at predicting what we want to watch. And, we can use this to our advantage to train the YouTube algorithm to show us faceless niches, to show us only faceless niches on our YouTube home tab. All right. Now, instead of me explaining how to do this, let me just show you how to do this, because once the dummy account is set up, you can find endless niches with it, endless faceless niches, trust me. Right now, this here is my dummy account, as we can see right here. This is how it looks. As we can see, we can just see like literally just faceless niches. Here again, a new faceless niche that I don't even know yet, that was shown to me on my YouTube homepage. Now let me show you guys how to set this up, then I'll show you how to use all of the tools and all of these things. So firstly, again, you have to go ahead and you have to create a YouTube account and log in. So I'm gonna just do it with an incognito account, just so I can show you how it would look like if you would go ahead and do it yourself. So firstly, if you logged into your account, your homepage is going to be empty. What you want to do now is you actually want to go ahead and look up anything you are interested in. For example, biggest boats, just as an example. No joke, anything you are interested in. Then you scroll down and you just want to make sure that you click on faceless videos. So you can like hold your cursor like this, and you can scroll through the video and make sure that the video is actually faceless. And here we can now see this video is faceless. Now, while this video is playing, we can go ahead and we can subscribe, we can like this video, and we can then click on the next video. So let's say, for example, this one, this here is also a faceless video, very small channel, which is already cool. We want to click on a lot of small channels, so YouTube sees like, okay, this person likes small channels, it's gonna show you more and more small channels on your homepage. But yeah, now while this video is playing again, we again go here to the sidebar. As you can see, like here, it's already showing us more smaller channels now, which is very cool. But yeah, we go to our sidebar, we just keep on scrolling until we find something that might be interesting to us. Like, for example, let's say, like, for example, this one might be super interesting to us. And then, we do the exact same thing. Subscribe to this video, subscribe to this channel, like this video, and, scroll down again and look for more, videos that are with boats. Now, you don't have to specifically just go into one specific niche. You can literally go into whatever niche you want to. All right, whatever niche you want to. You can also do random. It's completely up to you. But here we have now a video or channel with 8,000 subscribers and 480,000 views. Interesting. Then we open up the channel. We can already start looking at it. This channel is about boats and cars and trains. So very interesting channel. I'll save it. But what we can now also do is we can go back to our YouTube homepage, and on our homepage we can see here faceless video, faceless video, faceless video, faceless video, faceless video, faceless, faceless, faceless. Now we can see like our whole YouTube homepage is just faceless videos. And if we keep clicking on, videos with boats, like that's what YouTube is going to continue to show us the whole time now. All right. I'm just going to save this here. Because I want to show you how to use Next Level now to actually verify if this channel is actually, doing well or not doing well. So first thing we do is we, use vidIQ to see how many views is this channel getting in the last 7 days. So here we can see this channel is getting 160,000 views. Then we can use Next Level to click here on analytics. And then, and by the way, I'll link Next Level in the video description. Super awesome tool, because with this you can now see the RPM of the channel, you can see the revenue, the views, all of these things which are super important, for you to make your decision if you actually want to go into the niche or not. So here we can see $6 RPM. So this channel is making roughly $4,000 a month. Then you have now to decide like, hey, is this enough for me or not? If yes, then you go into the niche. If not, then not. All right. What you can also do with Next Level, which is super cool for the YouTube homepage, is that you can filter your YouTube homepage. Like here, you can now go ahead and you can filter down to like, let's say 5,000 subscribers. So only very small channels on our YouTube homepage. Then you filter for views. And here we have another very small channel that is doing very well. So 250,000 views with just like in the last 7 days with just 16 videos, which is very strong. So this is how you do niche research on a dummy account. Super easy. Let me show you now like some other cool ways to actually do niche research. All right, so let's go ahead and then let me show you guys how you can create new niches using the niche transfer method. So instead of blindly copying something everyone is doing, we use something I call the niche transfer method, which like literally 1000x's our results. Now, this is essentially taking proven concepts and moving them to different markets on YouTube. Now, this can be anything: title, thumbnail, the video style, anything that is working, right? As long as it's working. So here are a few examples. So just as an example, Medieval Times Discovered was the first channel that was actually doing content like this about medieval people. Then this channel here came, Before Fire, created the exact same content just for cavemen. And then this channel here, exact same content just for pirates. This channel, exact same content just for homeless people. So these 3 channels all copied this channel right here. All right. Like, I know this takes a little bit of, playing around with YouTube, and you will see like the more you do niche research, the better you're actually going to get at this exact thing. Now, if you are interested, in working together and kind of doing all of that together, just like we did with this student where we went from $200 to $400 a day, or even this channel we made 25k in just 1 week, or even this one $8,000 a month, then check out the first link in the video description, book your call with me. We will do all of that together. All right, me and you, we do all of that together. I don't have any other coaches, right? I do everything myself. But yeah, this is a super underrated method of kind of finding new niches. Now, one thing you can do with this, when you, for example, find, just as an example, this here, you can, we can look at this channel and we can use ChatGPT to kind of niche down into different directions. All right. So let's say, for example, here, Americars, we can do the exact same thing, with, for example, German cars. All right. Here, Million Forgotten Memories. We can do the exact same thing for this channel, just for men. Right? Now we have a completely different niche or a different audience in the exact same niche, which is extremely powerful. So this is something I'd highly recommend you guys to actually go ahead and look into. So if you look at, just as an example here, Olden Archives, they started out with chainsaws, right? They're doing different kind of tools now these days, but something you will see is that there are a bunch of channels that do the exact same thing as this channel does, just with different tools before this channel here started doing it with different tools. Let me see if I can find something else. Very good example, all right? All of you guys know this channel here. Now, how many channels have you seen since this channel blew up that is doing the exact same thing with dogs, with babies, with birds? Like, there are hundreds. And this is exactly what the niche transfer method is. Now, the trick with the niche transfer method is that you firstly are fast, and secondly, that you know, how must I say, that you don't wait too long that you do it. You don't want any other, like, in best case, no other people doing it. Okay. Now, what you can also do is niches in other languages, which is a game changer. All right. This is a game changer, and many people don't even know you can do this. This is probably the easiest way to get your first channel off the ground and start making money as soon as possible. Simply go ahead and whatever works in English, move it to a different language. So if you can speak multiple languages, you have a huge advantage on YouTube, all right? Due to AI, we can start channels in other languages with absolutely no problem without even speaking that language, okay? Now, in case you are already running a channel, it is a must for you to translate those videos into other languages. This will more than double your revenue without much extra work, or even without much extra cost. This is no joke, a game changer, all right? Now here are a few examples. So we can see here, Der Kommandant Español, Der Kommandant, I don't know. But here we can see, you guys can look this up. This guy is uploading the exact same videos, just in a bunch of different languages. With that, he can get like 10 times the views. Okay, which is super cool. Now, moving niches to other languages is something that worked extremely well for one of our students, Area, who went from $0 to almost $4,000 a month in just 2 months. All right, I have the interview with her on this YouTube channel. Now, if you're interested in getting the same results, check out the first link in the video description, book your call with me, and let's see if we can scale you up to here, for example, $5,000 a month or 1 million views every 48 hours. Here, silver play button, here, $4,000 a month. Check out the first link in the video description, book your call with me, and then I'll see you in the next video.